Two big games today. First one determines whether or not we get into the championship group of the league. The second one determines whether or not we go through the group stage of the FA Cup. Fingers crossed, good results in both games. Hi there folks, and welcome back to Global Domination. I'm Nick from SonickFM, and this is episode 41. As I said in the intro, two big games coming up today. First off, we are away to Liman in the Hong Kong First Division, where we could potentially qualify for the championship group of the league, which is the top 4 teams, or we could end up in the relegation group, which is the bottom 4 teams. And then after that, we are in a neutral venue against TSW Pegasus in the FA Cup. Now, since yesterday's episode, where we left off, can't remember where we left off. Where did we leave off in yesterday's episode? It was the Eastern game. Yeah, the Eastern game. We played the first game of the FA Cup and then the Eastern game. Since yesterday's episode, form's been generally okay. After we lost the Eastern game, we then went and got back-to-back wins in the league against Happy Valley, and it says in this, which is from the name pack, Iron Brew Rangers, but I've checked, they're not Iron Brew Rangers. I don't know why they're called Iron Brew Rangers, but we're just going to go with that because that's what's on the screen. So back-to-back wins, 2-1 and then 3-1, Alan Gray getting another hat-trick in that game. Then in the Hong Kong Senior Challenge Shield, we lost in extra time to Liman, which wasn't great. We then had a bit of a gap, almost a month's gap between two games, so I just arranged a few friendlies in there just to keep fitness levels up, try and keep morale up. We got wins in all of those games, so it was pretty much what we expected. But then we come back in the league against Resources Capital, where we lost out 3-1 to 2 rather late goals. If we go and look at the match report, and we can see we were 1-0 up after 16 minutes. They equalised just on the stroke of half time, and then they scored what was basically the winning goal in the 87th minute. It was at that point then that I just pushed everything forward, and they were able to grab a third goal in the 91st minute, which didn't really matter. At that point, we were already lost. Then, again in the league, we managed a draw away from home against Eastern. Eastern are the team who look very highly likely to win the league again. And then in the Hong Kong FA Cup, which is the game we just played, we just lost 1-0 to Liman there as well. So, again, not too bad form. I mean, since that one, we've lost 2, won 2, drawn 1 in all competitions. If you want to look at it in the league, we've won 2, drawn 1, lost 1. So that leaves the standings looking like this, where we are currently sitting in 5th place, tied on points with TSW Pegasus, who are above us in 4th, both on 17 points. They do have a better goal difference than us, though, which is why they're ahead. So with this final game of this first part, you see TSW Pegasus are home to Happy Valley, who are plumb bottom of the table with only 6 points. So it's looking highly likely that it's going to be the relegation group we're in, but if Happy Valley can do us a favour and comfortably beat Pegasus, and we can get at least a draw, then we will move up. If Pegasus draw and we win, that's the same scenario, we'll go up as well. If we have a look at the player stats for the league, Alan Gray is a top goal scorer. 11 goals from 13 games. That's the first time I've noticed that. I've not been on this screen for a while. So, well done, Alan. So yeah, big game. Unfortunately, it's not in our hands. We do need Happy Valley to do us a favour with that one. In terms of the FA Cup, we are still sitting top of our group, but everybody's on 3 points, so it is going to come down to this final game, where basically whoever wins qualifies. Eastern have already qualified from their group. It looks like Happy Valley are with a good chance of qualifying from there as well. And at the moment, it's ourselves and Kitchie that are in prime position. And again, Alan Gray, joint top goal scorer there. Nothing new other than that to report. No new signings or anything. We did have a transfer window. A couple of players left. We go and we have a look. Mostly players that were down in our youth team. There's a couple of names that you'll recognise, like Jake Aspin, Joe Neville, both away. But again, as I've stated before, these players got offered contracts elsewhere. Nothing I can do about it. They're on non-contracts or amateur contracts with us. There's nothing I can do about it. Can't convince them to stay. Which is the main reason why, as I've said before, I would ideally be looking to move on from this club unless we turn professional, because I don't think we have enough to win the league as an amateur team. Although in saying that, we're expected to finish way down at the bottom of the table, and we're currently defying expectations that way. We're where the board want us to finish, which is mid-table. I still really don't understand that one, but why the board wanted mid-table when we're so far favourites to finish bottom. I'm going to assume it's maybe a bit of a glitch. I don't know. But I am keeping an eye on other jobs within the league. At the moment, the only job available in Hong Kong is Ironbrew Rangers, who are below us in the league. So I don't know if that is going to be the move to make. If we look at their history, they are pretty consistently 6th, 7th place finishers. So we'll see come the end of the season if that is the direction we want to move in, see if anything else comes available. But we'll deal with that at the end of the season. Right now, we have a game against Lee Man to go and win. And this is the team that's going out for that game. We have Choi Chi To in goals, Lam Hin Ting, Silva, Che Hyo Jun and Ko Chi Hin at the back. Lee Chuk Hin and Won is the defensive midfielder. Wong Chun Hin and Close in central midfield, Sanson and Co in the wide men, and of course Gray up front. So I don't think we've managed to beat Lee Man yet this season, so today would be a great time to get our first victory over them of the season. And we'll be keeping an eye on the Pegasus score as well. But it is Lee Man with the first highlight. It's Kitely has it on the right hand side. He cuts inside, looking for support, gives it back to Bei Chan Su, plays it out wide to Fleming. Fleming with it on the edge of the box. He gets the ball in and Chung Sik in with the header, but it crashes back off the crossbar and it's cleared away by our defence. Not the most confident of starts. But we're going again now. Che Hyo Jun plays it out from the back. Ball forward looking for Gray. Gray nods it down to Wong Chun Hin now. He plays it forward to Close. Close with a big diagonal ball out to the left of Sanson. Sanson can't get a ball in. He can to Gray, but the shot is blocked. Comes back to Cohen. Going forward to Gray, but Gray is just strayed offside. I think he was maybe just half a step offside there. Yeah. Only just. So that's more promising. It would have been better if we'd scored and it'd been, wasn't offside, but it was, so we just need to deal with it. 35 minutes in, Sanson's picked up a bit of a knock, a gash on his lower leg apparently. There's been 2 or 3 of the past number of games that I've played off camera, where at some point in the game, Sanson has picked up some form of injury, but then after the game is completely fine. I don't know what's happening with him, but we'll keep an eye on his fitness anyway. It is only a cut on his leg, so he should be okay. But we'll keep an eye on it. And good clearance there from Ko Chi Hin, and it's forward now, and Gray has got room to break. Takes a shot from the edge of the box. Could maybe have took another touch and got it into the box a bit more. And Sanson has just picked up another injury. He's not long back from injury in the first place. Wonderful. So we'll bring Lung Hei Long on for him. I did notice there as well, TSW Pegasus have taken the lead against Happy Valley. 49th minute penalty for them. So, unless we can score 4 or 5 goals in the next half an hour and not concede any, then I think it's safe to say we're going to be finishing this first part of the season in the relegation group. And there goes that theory of us scoring 4 or 5 without conceding, because Lehman have just scored, which drops us down to 6th place. Beatty plays it into Bei Chan-su, forward to Lung Tse-o. Absolute rocket of a shot. Choi Tse-to, absolutely nowhere near it. I did try playing Dave Williams in goal for a couple of games. He wasn't really much better. And Lee Chuk-in. I think what I'm going to be doing for the FA Cup game is switching the formation back, because there's a lot of players not really playing that well in this system. And it should have been long enough now that we can get away with going back to our favoured formation, as we see Pegasus are now 2-0 up against Happy Valley. So it would take an absolute miracle now for us to be able to finish in that 4th spot. Even more so because Chung Tse-kin has just made it 2-0 to Lehman. I'm going to stop talking about finishing in that 4th spot, because every time I mention it, Lehman score. That's twice now. I've spoken about Pegasus scoring and what we would need to do, and then Lehman go up and score. Ball over the top for Chung Tse-kin, and again from the edge of the box, just hits it first time, and Choi Tse-to nowhere near it. If we are going to be with Hong Kong FC again next season, I think a priority is going to need to be a goalkeeper. The problem that we have is that the good goalkeepers cost money. So Wong Chun-hin can come off for Swainston for our 3rd substitution. And we will demand a bit more from the team, at least try and grab a consolation goal. We see there's too many players just not playing well at all. We've got Ko Chien on a 6.2, Lam Hin Ting on a 6.1, Cohen on a 6, Long on a 6.1. Our wide players are just being completely neutralised in this game. Our wide players and our fullbacks, or our wing backs. But we're coming forward now. Lung Hei Long has it in the middle of the park. He plays a strange pass out to Cohen. There's no need for the lob on it. But it's with Ko Chien on the right hand side now. He plays it to the edge of the box to Swainston, and Mark Swainston gets his first goal of the season to make it 2-1 now. Could be a chance to pull back here. Still got a couple of minutes left in the game. I mean, ultimately it doesn't really matter. We're going to be finishing in the relegation group regardless, and then we have another 3 games to play within that. I think we're safe from relegation. I don't think we're going to get relegated, as Young Chun Hung gets through our defence and makes it 3-1 to Lehman now. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't think we're in danger of relegation. I think Happy Valley are too far back. Automatically go to skip the highlighter. Bei Chan-su with the ball over the top, and Young Chun Hung is there to knock it home. It's just we obviously want to finish as high up the table as possible, preferably in around 5th, because that would be mid-table. I don't know what positions the board would consider mid-table, but far from pleased with that result. As you can see now, we are tied on points with Lehman. Sanson's going to be out for the next couple of weeks, and we've qualified for the relegation group. Apparently we'll look at some great wins along the way. I don't know why we would look at great wins along the way for finishing in the bottom 4 of the league. However, so that is that, done, dusted and out the way. We will find out what the schedule is for the rest of the league shortly. I will now go and get ready for the FA Cup game against TSW Pegasus, and I'll be back with the team for that game in just a second.